Hi everyone, my name is Gray. I'm the dietitian and health coach with MLK Health Center and Pharmacy. May is Mental Health Month, so I wanted to spend a few minutes here talking about things that we can do to prioritize and protect our mental health. Before I get into that though, I do want to preface this by saying that mental health does not mean that we need to be happy all the time. That's just inaccurate. It's impossible to be happy all the time. And I think if we expect that from ourselves, then we may kind of freak out or get concerned when we do feel those normal fluctuations in emotions. So it's not about being happy all the time. It's more about experiencing the normal ups and downs that come with being human, and also not being burdened with undue stress, depression, anxiety, things of that nature. We don't want that to start negatively affecting our overall well-being and our functioning. So I think it's something that we need to prioritize, even in normal circumstances. In our normal everyday life, yes, it's important to prioritize your mental health, but it's especially important right now while we're in the throes of this COVID-19 pandemic. For a lot of us, our normal routine, just kind of everyday coming and goings have been upended. I think for a lot of us that means that some of the things that were distracting us from our mental health, so staying busy with work or running kids around or doing this or that, it's easy to just put that mental health on the back burner and forget about it and distract with all these other things that we have going on. You may not be able to do that anymore, so you're kind of sitting face to face with some of this mental health that you maybe didn't want to deal with. So I do have a few tips on some things that you can do to improve your overall mental health. The first one is sleep. We want to make sure that we're getting enough sleep. If we don't, there's plenty of research to show that sleep deprivation is going to negatively affect our mental health and just psychological well-being during the day. We also want to make sure that we're getting movement. Research has repeatedly shown that movement is just as effective as antidepressant or anti-anxiety medications. We also want to spend time outside and away from our electronics. We spend so much time indoors staring at screens, our phones, our laptops, TVs, whatever it might be. So it's not that you have to completely do away with all of those devices, but at the very least limiting it and having some periods of time throughout the day, 30 minutes or an hour, where you're stepping away from all the devices, maybe going on a walk outside and just unplugging for a little bit. We also want to practice mindfulness. So I did another video about this, but just taking small pauses throughout the day to make a note of, all right, how am I feeling right now? What do my feet feel like on the ground? What do my hips feel like on the chair? How deeply am I breathing? Maybe running through the 5 senses. Little check-ins like that can help your mind and nervous system sort of dial it down a little bit. The last tip I have is to limit unnecessary stress. Again, I mentioned this in another video, but it's worth repeating because I think a lot of us have a hard time really taking this one in because we feel guilty, we're people pleasers, we don't want to inconvenience anybody else. No, it's okay, we'll take on that extra task, but it ends up putting too much on our plate and negatively affecting our own mental health. So learning to say no, if there's a person in your life that stresses you out every time you talk to them, then maybe don't spend excessive amounts of time talking to them. If there's a task at work that you don't necessarily need to be doing, but you're doing it out of obligation or guilt, those sorts of things, if you can pare back on that, that can certainly positively affect your mental health. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all try at least one of these things, especially now while we're kind of cooped up inside during lockdown or quarantine. You really want to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health right now. Thank you all for watching. If you're interested in any more health or wellness videos, please check out our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.